Hey everyone, it's Matt here, and this is Tutorial Level. And today we're talking about something that is very important, especially as 2022 goes on, especially as the 3DS nears the end of its life cycle. We are talking about how to buy 3DS games and a bunch of other games through the 3DS eShop. So let's get to that right now. But before we do that, there are a few things that we do need to cover. So first things first, if you're not familiar or you want a little bit of a refresher course, yes, the 3DS eShop is closing down. However, it is closing down in March of 2023. But certain parts of the store will be unusable very, very soon. So as soon as May 23rd of 2022, you will be unable to use your credit card on the eShop. However, you can actually use eShop cards until August 29th of 2022. And what's really cool about the eShop cards is that you can use the ones that say Wii U or 3DS, or you can also use any newer eShop cards, ones that just say Nintendo family of systems. So while you might be watching this video at a time where you can't use your credit card, you could still get some eShop cards and stack up some points to use at least until August 29th. You could still use what's on your balance after August 29th, but I wouldn't risk it too much because while the store is going to be open until March of 2023, and I'm sure that'll be a way to re-download some games that you've purchased in the past, that does not mean that every company is going to have their games up on the store until March of 2023. So there could be some lapses in licenses, especially as some remasters or other stuff may come out, let's say on the Switch or other consoles. So I would suggest, well, yes, you could put a bunch of money into your digital wallet. I would suggest not trying to do that exclusively for the 3DS. Otherwise, you might get burned. Although something I do want to note, and I don't know how long this is going to be available, but it is available at the time of this recording, you could go onto Nintendo's website, nintendo.com, and actually buy 3DS games what a tongue twister, buy 3DS games through their store. So you can get those codes and redeem them on your 3DS. Although in Nintendo's post about the closing of these stores, they said nothing about these redeemable codes, so don't know how long these are going to be on Nintendo's website and how long they can be redeemed for, so just be wary of that. So when it comes to buying these games or even applications, let's go through this step by step. So first things first, get your 3DS and make sure that it is charged. And even if you think it is charged, if you know that the battery is having some issues or something like that, I would highly suggest having it, the charger plugged into it and having that plugged into the wall. The reason why is because some of these games are going to take a long time to download, and also there might be some other things that'll come up like updates and whatnot that you're definitely going to want to make sure that your 3DS does not shut down while doing any of this. So I would highly suggest having it plugged in. Also, you can see here that my 3DS is modded, has a capture mod, so we can actually see this in the best quality possible, but you don't need to be modded at this point. I would also suggest, by the way, if you have a modded 3DS, I actually have one right here. It is a Japanese 3DS LL. Do not take this online. Don't do it. Don't go on the eShop. You're going to be locked out from doing that. So make sure to have stock systems and also make sure that they are used, because you're going to have a whole bunch of different setup and whatnot to try to use the eShop. So make sure to have all of that out of the way in advance. Now the eShop will take a long time to load, and something else you might notice as well is that if you haven't turned on your 3DS in a while, like me, you will be prompted to update your system. So you have to do that to get on the eShop. That's why I said don't use a modded version, because they're going to want you to update. They're going to want you to be on original firmware. So click on System Update. Again, make sure that your battery's charged and wait a little bit. It's going to boot you back to the main menu, so we're going to have to go to the eShop, click on it yet again. And now it's going to automatically sign you in. You can see nickname and Nintendo Network ID up there, and this will also take a bit. Finally, we're in. This store has not aged in years. In the future releases section, there's a Nintendo Direct video from 2018. Yes, the future was 4 years ago. Now, I would suggest not buying much from this store, just to be honest with you, because a lot of the games here aren't really at the cheapest that they can be, But if you want something quick and easy, looking at the Nintendo Select section, there's actually a pretty good amount of games here that, honestly, they could be a few dollars cheaper physically if you want to go on eBay, but if you're a little bit worried about the condition of, you know, the manual, the box, the game, stuff like that, you could just get your quick and easy download here for only $20. So you also have games on sale as well, and I'm really actually happy with Capcom and even with Atlas because of the fact that there are decent sales that they have on here. I was able to pick up the Phoenix Wright games a while back on sale here for around the same price. They even have the Phoenix Wright trilogy, which I find very interesting. I bought the newer games, the ones that are exclusive to 3DS, that you can't get anywhere else, but the fact that it's available here and also still available on the Nintendo Switch and other consoles as well is pretty cool, so I'm very happy to see that. But I would definitely recommend getting some virtual console games because we don't really know what's going to happen with Nintendo Switch Online. We assume that one day they'll have Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and original Game Boy games. Now, to be fair, the 3DS does not have Game Boy Advance games either, to be fair, but when it comes to the Game Boy and Game Boy Color, they do. The SNES is available for new Nintendo 3DSs, something that I do not have, but you can get NES games on any version of the 3DS. So a lot of cool games here from multiple different consoles. I will be picking Pokemon Crystal for the Game Boy Color, and the reason why is because it's really two reasons. So the first being that while I do have the original cartridge, sadly the save battery is gone, so all of my adventures are gone, which I'm very, very happy about. So that's the first reason. The second reason is because of the fact that, again, we just don't know if some of these games will ever even make it to Nintendo Switch Online. It would make sense to all of us that of course they would have Pokemon on there, but if they end up doing some other kind of remake of Gen 2, either another Let's Go game or just some other kind of remake, the Pokemon Company could just say, no, we don't want it on Nintendo Switch Online. So I'm pretty sure they are one of the parties that has to sign off on that. So Nintendo can't just say, no, we are going to put it, too bad. So if that ends up happening and all the parties don't agree to put it on, Pokemon Crystal stays on this virtual console forever. So for $10, sure, why not? So it says down here, tap here to purchase, so do just that, and then you'll be greeted with a screen that says insufficient funds. That's perfectly fine. Most likely, if you don't have anything in your balance, this is what will come up. So click add funds right here. So now you're taken to a screen that says redeem a Nintendo eShop card, so bust that out if you have it, or add funds using a credit card. I have a credit card, so that's what I'll be using. Now you could put any one of these amounts. I will not be doing that. I'll just be putting on the needed funds. And now they'll ask you to select which credit card you'll be using. This is where I, as a YouTuber recording this for you, stops recording. After putting in your information, they will then ask you to put in your zip code. I will stop recording yet again. Now they're going to ask if you want them to store your credit card information. I'm going to go with a no, personally. And now we're on the screen that finally confirms that we can add funds. Took us a while to get here, gang. Nope, never mind. The next screen asks you to confirm yet again. Now you'll be hit with this screen. Click next. Then finally you can purchase this game. Also mentions how many blocks are needed. Very important, make sure that you have space. Should have said that sooner. Make sure you have space on your SD card. But if you don't, it's okay, because you can download this later. Downloading it now, which you'll see for another game that I got called Fragrant Story. It's actually the last game ever released on the 3DS. This one will download immediately on the eShop screen, so you have no warning whatsoever. So again, make sure that you have your 3DS charged. But when it comes to downloading the game later, you can either do it through sleep mode, or you can actually just click on it on the main menu, and when doing so, you can just click to download now. And here they are. So let's jump back to the version of me in front of the green screen. So thankfully it wasn't that difficult, but oh, it was so slow. I hate using the 3DS eShop in 2022. But either way though, thank you all so much for watching as always. If you like the video, please remember to like and subscribe. And as always I say, if you don't like the video, you can still like and subscribe either way. I won't judge you. So either way though, love you all, take care, and see ya.